So we have received another update from the same source Home DG Cat, but this time it's about Capitano. In case you haven't watched my recent video about Colombina, Home DG Cat is a very reliable data miner, and this information was also shared by PTL and Team Mu, so yes, this information is reliable. Once again, this information contains some voice lines about Capitano, and some people may consider them as spoilers, so here's a spoiler warning. Moving on, the captain's code name is Capitano, as we all know, and he is ranked first among the 11 Fatui Harbingers. He is the most powerful Fatui Harbinger in the Fatui organization. Before this info, we didn't know if he was more powerful than Piero, because Piero doesn't have a rank, and he's basically considered the director of the Fatui. But according to the source, Capitano is the most powerful character after the Archons, so we can't even comprehend the level of power he has and the things he can do. According to another source called White, we will get to see a fight cutscene between the captain and the Pyro Archon during the Natlan's Archon quest. So the strongest Fatui Harbinger versus the God of War, this battle will indeed be legendary, and I cannot wait to see that. There has been some debate in the community about his age, but the source has confirmed that he's somewhere close to being 500 years old. His voice and appearance may sound and look like he's in his 40s, but in reality, he is much older. According to the source, his voice impression is that of a middle-aged man, righteous and stern. Next up we have some details about his personality. According to the source and from the voice lines of other harbingers, Capitano is an extremely righteous person. He abhors all evil and has strict moral standards. He's always strict with himself but slightly tolerant of his subordinates. He follows certain principles and abides by the etiquettes of battle, but he's not rigid or foolish. People at first deem him to be dangerously righteous and so prone to trickery, however, they soon realize that no trickery works against his absolute power. Here are some distinct charms of his personality. First, he's probably a demi-human, and he is absolutely loyal to his country, probably Snezhnaya or wherever he comes from. If you watched my previous video on him, you would know that he probably comes from a different world. He's not from Tevet, and that might be the reason he wears that mask or helmet, and we don't know how he looks from the inside. Most of the time he behaves a bit fatherly, but in combat, he shows the oppressiveness of absolute power. His personality is reasonable and understanding, he is chivalric, but not rigid, and he abides by his own principles in a unique way. Now that we know about his personality, let's move on to his trial voice lines. His first voice line goes like this: "No change of plan, attack from the front." When he arrives on the battlefield in support, he communicates concisely with his subordinates and leads his army into battle with experienced calmness. His second voice line says, "Every age gives birth to elites like you, but I defeated every one of them." Basically, he calmly acknowledges the opponents he has fought in battles with the Abyss Order in the past. His third voice line says, "We shall face many hardships on our road towards Her Majesty's ideal, and my responsibility is to fight to the last moment." He's never fazed by his opponent's mind games, and always responds with determination. Lastly, we still don't know whether he will be playable or not, and we don't even know if he has a vision or not, because since he's not from Tevet, there's a chance that he doesn't possess any of the 7 visions. However, if he does have a vision, it will most likely be either Geo or Pyro, but I might be wrong, so don't take it seriously. Well, that's all the information we have today from Home DG Cat and others on Capitano. So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications.